started here on this day. Yes, I'm Lance, friends, subscribers. This is your host Ram with your favorite show, the cricket happening. After the COVID-19 has started, it's mostly become sort of a weekly cricket show instead of a daily cricket show with all my other shows to catch up with. Anyways, so let's get started with the second one day international where England have taken the one day series, a three-match one day series. England have won the ODI series, three-match ODI series against Ireland 2-0 with one to go, which would be a mere formality, where probably one would see England thrusting in some real hopefuls like Liam Livingstone or probably Sam Hain. One does not know, but one has to wait and watch. But here, we are talking about Ireland versus England. It's the second one-day international which was played at Southampton today. Now, as you know, but let me tell you something. Match, Ireland definitely gave a sort of a small fright to England. And the reason I say that is because Ireland put up a decent score of 212 for 9, and England were chasing 212, not a big score, absolutely on the ropes at 137 for 6, which made Paul Collingwood, who was actually chatting with the Sky commentators in the commentators box, and when he saw that, the conversation was ended, and he rushed to the dressing room. So instructions. So that really says that Ireland really not playing, and Sam Billings he was there till the end. He did that in the first one-day international also, as we all know, and in the second one-day international, very good company by David. Won the game with David Willey spanking 47 unbeaten runs of 46 2.3 overs. England had got home and won the series, but not without a small fright from Ireland today. But nevertheless, it was a wonderful match. And, I have to say that David Willey, he played excellent innings. Well, so he also showed his all-round prowess as well. So now let's talk about this game. So talking about this particular game, Ireland were the ones who actually batted first. Now, I'm not going to go into any nitty-gritties here. I'm just going to look at what really happened. So Ireland definitely under pressure, and the other one was Curtis Camphor. Now, Curtis Camphor is someone who's really, I believe, Captain Andy Balbirnie is a very, very bold person, and is a really thinking person, because he's basically he has South African roots. But still, it takes a lot of guts to thrust somebody like Camphor, and look what he has done. He has turned it into gold. The other day, we for rescue and got them to a sort of I would say defendable total, but today I would say a decent total. Again, Curtis Camphor had to come to the rescue, and this is, no Irish player has scored two. In fact, he scored a half century on debut, and today he scored 68 runs of 87 balls. The 8-4s really showed his staying capability at the crease, and besides, whenever he stroked the ball, it was with absolute poise. And one has to say, this bloke, Curtis Camphor, is someone who is penciled in for the future for Ireland, because coming in against England in England, making 250s consecutively after making his one-day international debut is something that people, I see one thing in him. I see the former Pakistan Imran Khan in him. Imran Khan was such a person who used to pick up players from the nets in Pakistan and toss them in. As we have already, we know in the past, if you had followed cricket, there was one by the name Aqib Javed. He was just 16 years old. He brought him into the reckoning. Was a very thinking captain, and I see the same thinking capacity in the captain Andy Balbirnie. This is his first stint as Irish captain, and I have to say, hats off to Andy Balbirnie for making that move of bringing Curtis Camphor. Defying everybody. There were a lot of talk going on. Some criticism was going on as to whether that was the right decision. The other day, he had the boldness to go and drop the former captain William Porterfield out of the team. And here he comes with a really golden move, one could say, as Curtis Camphor has really made Irish team absolutely proud today. So let's talk about the game here. This is something I wanted to just dwell on. Now, if you look at the Ireland innings, well, they didn't have a good start. Garrett Delaney, he's known to, today he was kept quiet by Willie, and Willie actually got his wicket by getting him LBW for naught. That was the first wicket. Now, Sterling, on whom a lot is expected, because as you know, Peter Sterling has been in the Irish team he's definitely expecting a lot from this bloke, Peter Sterling, and it was very sad to see that Peter Sterling, he's a very good driver of these bowlers, and the ball was moving away from Willie, and he had a waft at it, and it was all over and out. And the good catch by Banton, one could say, at the backward square leg region. And one has to also backward on the ground, which is beautiful to see. But the captain disappointed. I mean, I don't know what prompted him to get to, but one has to appreciate the move, because it was only the 15th over, and he really got a sort of a surprise. We know James Vince is a sort of a military medium pace bowler, and he thrust him in. And James Vince, it really bounced a lot. I mean, it really rose up. And Andy Balbrini probably wanted to leave the ball, but at probably the last moment he was shaping for a cut, and that proved his undoing as Johnny Barristow behind the stumps took an easy catch, and that was wicket number, I think it was the third wicket for Ireland falling, end of Andy Balbrini. Tector was there along with Kevin O'Brien. Tucker was there. Tucker made 21 of 31 balls, falling a victim of Rashid. Rashid got his man absolutely placed for that stroke, and Topley took the catch. Yes, I have to say that Rhys Topley was there today. He was making his debut. I have to find that out. I'll be telling about that. And then suddenly this Ireland innings was going into a tailspin. They 44 for 4. They became 78 for 5. And then Lorcan Tucker was gone. It was 91 for 6. And they were staring down the barrel at that particular moment. And now it was once again this boy from Ireland, Curtis Camphor, just playing his second match in international. That the Ireland will be playing out their 50 overs. And that we precisely did was all due to Curtis Camphor's innings. A very good innings from him. He got support. He got some support from Simi Singh, who made 25 of 33 balls with 3 fours, and Andy McBride, who made 24 of as many balls with 2 boundaries. But Curtis Camphor's knock, as I said, understood his responsibilities well, stood at the crease, and carved out a very good innings. Some very good strokes that he played. As I said, this bloke is someone who can crease, and not only that, just young. He's just 21 years old. And as I said, Andy Balbirnie, hats off to Andy Balbirnie, the bold captain of Ireland, who thrust Curtis Camphor into the mix. And Curtis Camphor has not disappointed. He has made his captain absolutely proud. What an innings from him. And it's only thanks to Camphor, 68 of 87 deliveries with 8 boundaries. And whenever he stroked the ball, he stroked the ball to a nicety. And at the end, the Ireland had definitely had a target to aim at, as Ireland finished at 212 for 9. Now, one thing I would like to see, that whether Rhys Topley was making his debut. Probably he has played it, but Rhys Topley, it was good to see Rhys Topley into the bowling action, because he has done very well for England in his English county season. He has done a good job, and he's a very tall bowler, tall and slim. But that's an advantage, because Topley, he has the bowling figures there. Willie, the other day, was the hero, as you would remember, with a maiden 5-wicket haul in the first ODI. 10 overs on maiden, 248 for David Willey, the left-armer. Topley did a wonderful job as well. 9 overs, 1 maiden run for 31, got his first international wicket. And Moeen Ali, 8 overs, none for 27. Vince was impressive as well with the ball. 4 overs, 1 for Saqib Mahmood, the pace bowler, 9 overs, no maiden, 245. Now, 212 for 9, with England actually chasing 212. Not a big deal, but I mean, England definitely received a big blow as Jason Roy once again failed with the bat, as it was a wide half volley, absolute nice light up, and he's the one who slammed the delivery. Extra cover, Delaney was in there and that was the first. It was Jason Roy sitting in the pavilion. But Jonathan Bairstow, the other opener, when he was doing that, the Englishmen were repeatedly losing wickets. Wins once again for England because he was absolutely, I mean, he had already scored. Now, this was once again this guy, Curtis Camphor. He did it with the bat. He came once again with the ball, and his middle stump was lying on the ground. And Banton got into with a 15 minutes of just 15 runs of 15 balls with 3 boundaries. But what a delivery! Once again, this left-arm pace bowler, ram pace bowler Camphor, producing a. I mean, this was a beautiful delivery. I thought he was firing the ball, blasted a 21 ball half century. It was the joint fastest ODI century. Lost better if my knowledge is right. Well, we can check on that. So Jonathan Bairstow was gone. His 15 fours and 2 sixes, and finally Jonathan Bairstow was the wicket. Now again, there had nothing to worry about. But Josh Little came into the mix, and Josh Little he's another good left-arm bowler. A lot of hope on Josh Little. I mean, one was probably looking out for a very good 100 from Jonathan Bairstow, absolutely deserved. But this is a good length delivery, and Jonathan Bairstow was flailing at it, and Tucker was 41 deliveries, 14 fours and bowling, and the scorecard read 131. Score reached with 6 runs added, 137 on the board. There were 137 other than the left-arm pace bowler Josh Little. Now this was Morgan, the English captain, sent into the pavilion this time. It was a short delivery. I mean, probably there was more bounce than what Morgan expected, and it went directly to that man who has made his mark for Irish cricket, Curtis Camphor, 137 for 5, and then it became 137 for 6. Moeen Ali was caught off a short delivery. It was dug in short. Moeen was trying to hoik it over the square leg region, but it was all over. The catch was taken, and it was Moeen Ali's wicket. And I have to say that Lorcan Tucker really did a bit of running as a keeper to take the catch. And that was the end of thing. And suddenly, as I said, this was the time when Collingwood was actually having a nice conversation with the Sky commentators, and he had to literally rush from the scene. I mean, he had to wind up the conversation, and he had to go into the dressing room, because that was a matter of a sort of I mean, I would say not danger, but definitely it was a matter of big concern, because the score read 137 for 6 in the 18th over. There were a lot of overs left, but you never know in cricket. But the good thing was that Sam Billings was at the crease. Sam Billings, the other day was the one who nurtured them to win there. He was there. And then David Willey made sure that Willey be in 32.3 overs with lots of overs to spare, as Sam Billings was not out on 46 of 61 deliveries, which included 6 boundaries. At the other end, David Willey spanked an unbeaten 47 of 46 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. Game over, 216 for 6. England winning the match by 4 wickets, thus winning the 3-match ODI series 2-0 with 1 to go. It should be a mere formality, and I'm really looking forward to see another youngster, Liam Livingstone, for England coming and playing a game, because Liam Livingstone is another very good precocious talent from England, according to me. Now, let's have a look at the bowling card here from the Irish. Josh Little, it was costly, 10 overs, 360, but he was in the wicket takes. He was one of the chief wicket takers. The other one was Camphor, was a bit really costly, but 6.3 overs, 2 for 50 for Curtis Camphor. Simi Singh, 2 overs, none for 3. I was wondering that Simi Singh wasn't used much here. Andy McBride, the off-spinner, 5 overs, really was a very, very interesting one. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think it has been a 20-minute broadcast here, and I don't think I'll be in a position to go and talk on my Twitter page. I can do some tweets over there about other cricket news. You can also catch up with me on my website, www.cricket-status.com. And also get on to I'm very active on another, as you know, Cricket Reddit is someone, I have a lot of cricket followers on my Reddit. I am really grateful to Reddit. I have the Cricket Reddit I've got my maximum followers on YouTube are from Cricket Reddit. I'm really grateful to them. And please go to Cricket Reddit. That is a magnificent cricket platform to voice your views and put in your comments or whatever the case may be. Well, dear friends, as I said, there are three things. So these are the three places that I could strut in my cricket stuff, and you could all have an eye.